Hello and welcome to Easy Play Classical Piano. In this lesson, we'll be looking at how to play Ave Maria. We'll go through the piece measure by measure, and we'll talk about a few alternatives so you can truly make this piece your own. Don't forget to snag your free 100-day practice challenge. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a lesson. So if you're ready, let's get started. So to start the piece, we're going to start in the key of B flat. Now, I want you to remember that when you're practicing and learning this piece, you can modify it to what works best for you. So if you want to play just the chords that are written, so you can just play B flat, you can roll the chord, you can play the chord in any inversion, you can break the chord, do whatever works for you. And sometimes when we're going through this together, sometimes I might change it up as well. The music is here as just a roadmap, as a guide for us to learn how to play Ave Maria and to add our own special interpretation of this piece. So the first measure, you're starting in B flat, and you see the left hand, I'm just switching between the lower B flat and the higher B flat, and I'm breaking up the chord in my right hand. Measure 2, I'm continuing to play the B flat chord, but this time I'm going to add the 7th. So it's going to become a B flat 7th chord. So from B major to B flat 7, measure 3, just the E flat chord broken up. Now we're going to move from E major to E minor. Again, E major, I'll shift this to the root position, so E flat, G and B, to E flat, G flat, and B flat. Going back to E flat, we're going to play the B flat chord for the entire measure of measure 4. And all I'm doing is breaking up this chord. And again, if you just want to play it blocked, you can play it like this, or you can simply just play the B flat chord and hold it for the entire measure. Measure 5, continuing on with the B flat chord. Now, here we see a new chord that we haven't encountered before. So the notes are G, B flat, D, E natural. So E natural, G, B, and D. So this is the E minor 7th chord with the flat 5, B flat, and then they're adding the D to make it the 7th. And then all we're doing is playing it in its inversion. So we're playing the G in the left hand. Let's look at measure 5 again. So it's B flat, E minor 7th with the flat 5. Measure 6, we're back with the B flat chord, but this time we're going to play the F. So the B flat major triad is B flat, D, and F. So we're just playing the 5th of the chord in the bass lower F with our 5th finger, breaking up the B flat chord to the F major chord with the 7th. This is up to you. You can just play a regular F major chord, or you can make it a 7th. And then to G minor. I'm rolling that chord. Measure 8, we have the E flat major chord to the F7, back to the home key of B flat. You see how I'm rolling my left hand? All I'm doing is I'm playing the B flat major chord, and I'm just simply arpeggiating that chord. That means I'm breaking up the chord. And feel free to do as little or as much of this that suits how you want to play this chord in measure 9. Measure 10, I would have to say, is one of my most favorite measures in this entire piece, and here's why. So you have the B flat chord, B flat, D, and F, but this time we're going to augment it, and this makes it so beautiful and gives it so much energy. We're going to move from that F to the F sharp. But again, I'm going to play this in my left hand because I want to keep the melody going in my right hand. Okay, Now, we're moving on to the G minor 7th chord. So all we've done is we're just playing the G minor 7th chord in first inversion. And then we're going to move to the E minor 7th flat 5 chord. The E flat minor 7th chord looks like this. So we're going to play with our 5th finger on A, B flat. So all we're doing is just playing the E, natural, G, B flat, right? That's all it is. And then we're adding that D, but instead of playing it in our left hand, we're simply playing it in the melody. To the A 7th chord. Measure 12, we have the F sharp diminished chord. Now, this might seem a little bit overwhelming, but it's really very simple. So the F major diminished chord is F sharp, A natural, and C natural. And to add that 7th, you just add that A flat. And it's already outlined in the score for you. So it's F sharp, C natural, E flat, and F sharp. Try that a few times till you feel comfortable. And again, if you don't want to break up the chord, you can just play it as a blocked chord and keep the melody in your right hand like this. Okay, simple way to do it either way. Measure 13, we're back with the G minor 7 chord. And then we're going to move to the E minor 7 flat 5. Now we've already encountered this, so this should feel a little bit familiar to you. So again, it's just the G, B flat, D, E natural. Measure 14, we're simply playing the F major chord, but we're going to start with the A in our left hand. Then we're going to move to the G7 chord. Now, the beautiful thing about this piece is, again, you can either play the G7 chord in root position as a blocked chord, or you can invert it and play it in the first inversion. Whatever feels good to you. So all you're moving is essentially from the F chord to the G7 chord, but the way the piece is written, it's so elegantly tied together. So I strongly suggest that in some places you do play the chord arpeggiated. So when you see this next measure, measure 15, you might think, well, why is there a C suspension? And there's a good reason for it. So I actually want to work backwards with this. Now we're going to look ahead, and I'm not going to show you measure 16, but I want you to listen. So we're going towards the F major. But before we can get there, we're going to work backwards in measure 15. So first of all, we have the C7th chord, which is the second half of the measure. But the first half of the measure, sounds as if we're playing the F major chord, which we kind of are, but we're actually suspending our ear, we're suspending our belief, because we're going from C suspension to C7 chord. So that's how that is played. To the C7th chord. And then, as I played for you just a moment ago, we're going to jump to the F major chord in measure 16. So in measure 16, we're finally back in the F major chord, because remember the two measures, or the measure before, we had that suspension chord. So now we're feeling good. We're in a key that we've been waiting to land in. So we're in F major. Now in your left hand, feel free to arpeggiate this as much as you like. Now we're going to stay in F, but we're going to make this an F7. So all we've done is just move from F major to F7. We've added that 7, that's the E flat. Measure 18, we're back in B flat, but we're going to keep the beginning of the chord as the F. And just roll that chord. Measure 19, we have an F7 chord. So just remember, with the F7 chord, you can block it, you can roll it, you can arpeggiate it, do whatever works for you. Measure 20, we're going to play the G minor chord, moving back to the F chord, to a D major chord. Now, I don't think we've seen this yet in this piece. So D major is just D, F sharp, A. Now, you can add the 7th. It is written here in the score, but if you want to omit it, you feel free to do so. So again, we're just moving from F to D major. So at this point in the music, this is pretty dramatic. This is like the epic, the high point of the piece is this C minor. And all you have to do is just roll that C minor chord with your left hand, with your right hand. I do suggest that you keep the melody, at least for the F natural and the E minor. Roll your left hand. Super easy. For this chord, we're going to play the E minor chord. So we're going to play E flat, G, C, and E flat. Now, you can play a C in your left hand. This is optional, or you can simply keep the root of the chord E flat as your starting note for this measure. Now we're going to play the E diminished seventh. So the notes are G, B, D flat, and E. So we've encountered this other places, but again, if you just want to play this in the root position, feel free. You can just play it blocked, you can play it in first inversion. And then we're going to move to the F chord, to the F7 chord, adding that E flat. Now we're going back to the tonic, which is B flat. Similar to the beginning, have that E minor 7th with the flat 5, B flat with the F in the left hand, to F7, back in the tonic of B flat, keep playing the B flat, change to a B7, that means we're going to add that A flat, moving to the E flat chord. Again, we're going to keep that B flat in our left hand like we did from the previous measure. E flat major to E flat minor. All we're going to do is remember to move from E major, flat major, to E flat minor. All we have to do is lower that G to G flat. So again, E major, E flat major, E flat minor. And it doesn't matter if you play it with your left hand or your right hand, whatever inversion you play it in. The most important thing is you build that tension from E major to E minor. This entire measure is the B flat chord, and this is where you can really show off your personal style. So you can play as written, or you can roll the chord. As long as you keep 4 beats, you can block the chord. Whatever you feel fits your style in this measure is a perfect opportunity to show what you can do and even improvise a little bit. And finally, we play out the piece keeping with the B flat theme. Now, you can add your left hand if you want. You can double the octave, or you can keep it just playing your right hand. This part is totally up to you. You can even add a bigger chord for the final measure. You can add something like this, or you can double the notes. Okay, you can make it as simple or as elaborate as you like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.